Hey, what's up? This is Gazbot. In the current, present, your future, well, your past, time is wibbly wobbly. Anyway, it is Monday, April 28th, the day my Kickstarter launched for issue 3 of The Horror A4. You can check it out on Kickstarter. You can go to www.thehorrora4.com. Now that's www. But meanwhile, let's get back into whatever I was doing in November. I think I was getting a colonoscopy. Cool. What did I accomplish? Nothing. I didn't draw anything. And then I was like, oh, time to go pick up the kids. So, yeah, not feeling good about today. So after I picked her up, had to do a few things, went to the post office, dropped off a package. And then, you know, I've managed to do a little bit of work. These pink lines, I'm not going to address these. These are like, later on when I'm all done, I'll go back and see if this stuff still bothers me. But I'm counting those panels as done. But I did work on the inks on this one, which is hard for me to show you because it's so small, on this panel. I'm not sure how long I worked. A half hour, maybe. I'm tired. I am going to get some Rita's Italian Ice, though, because as long as I don't get red or brown or certain colors, I could get some, which I'm going to do, but I'm thinking like all my favorite flavors of those colors. I mean, I guess I can get lemon, but yeah, anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Get lemon! Yeah! All right, the time is nigh. I have to drink all of this. It tastes disgusting. 16 ounces, and yeah, I'm doing it. I'm laying in bed. It's been about 20 minutes since I drank that horrible concoction, plus a bottle of water. I got to drink one more bottle of water within the next hour, but I've got 40 minutes. My bedroom, luckily, is next to my bathroom. And there's some movie with Simon Pegg called Absolutely Anything that gets bad reviews. But I saw a funny clip of it on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is good, maybe it's not. But it's a movie I'm going to watch with a lot of breaks in between. Oh, and I do feel, I feel some percolating in my stomach. Like little, nothing terrible yet, but it's soon my night will get worse. Soon. It's going on 8 o'clock. It's been about 2 hours since I first drank the stuff. And I've had my visits to the laboratory. I think I'm getting back to near normal. I don't think I wouldn't want to get in a car or go on a walk right now, put it that way. But as long as I'm hanging out here watching the movie, whatever, made myself another bowl of broth soup and having some Gatorade and looking forward to going to sleep so I could wake up so I could do this again in the morning and then just get through. It all stinks, but I'm like impatient to do it, to get it over with. Like, you know, if someone's going to punch me in the face, I don't want to wait a week for it. Just punch me already. Yeah. It's the morning. I have to drink this again. I was going to show you the face I make when I drink it, but that's the face I make when I think about drinking it. Somebody said using a straw helps by getting it over the tongue somehow. I haven't found that to be... anyway, here we go. I hate it. It's 1:37. I'm parked outside the place. My appointment's at 2. Every doctor I've ever been to is like, get here early. And I was like, well, I'm really tired. I'm a little bit headachy. I'm cold, even though it's hot out, and I'm weak. You know, I haven't eaten, going on 2 days. It's been a day and a half now. Anyway, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go and sit. My mom's babysitting. I'm just gonna go and sit there and look at my phone and just make sure I'm there and ready and whatever. So I got here like a half hour early. And they're like, you can't wait here. You gotta leave and come back at 2. Because they only have like 6 chairs and it's like they're filled. And so like, that's it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm out here in my car. I probably look tired. Even though I've had plenty of sleep, I am tired. I definitely feel like 10% dumber. Like I'm a little foggy, fuzzy headed. Yeah, I did this. I pulled this out. I don't know if I'm actually gonna draw. Actually, my friend sent me a copy of his comic. I'm gonna read that. It'll be easier to read than to draw. Well, I'm done. I'm out. That was for my IV. Drinking some Gatorade. I ate a little Halloween peanut butter ghost just to immediately get something in me. I don't really have a headache anymore. I did going into the colonoscopy. And then I guess, you know, all this stuff going on with my body. They're like, we're not worried about your head anymore. But I'm done. Filled up with air. Afterwards, I was just fart forever. And I could tell there's more. Do you want to hear one? If you don't want to hear one, turn away. Let me turn this off. That was so little. But yeah, tons of big, huge farts. I mean, it's not a real fart in the sense that it's not like there's gases in my body that are stinking and need to come out. It's just like they pumped air into me, so it's coming out. Oh, so in some ways I feel up better. I feel great that it's over. I had some Gatorade. I ate something, so I feel a little better. You know, like any food going in my mouth felt good. Now I'm going to go sit down and eat somewhere. My stomach is still full of gas. Like, I'm hoping I fart a whole lot on the drive there, so I'm not farting while I'm eating. But I'm not waiting. I'm going to go eat and be a farty eater. I'm going to be a farty video maker. Oh, you see? That's what you get. That's what you get. Walking over to IHOP. I feel bad. I have an artist friend, comic book friend named Mike Dawson, who some of you may know. He's an independent guy. He's a well-known guy. He's a lovely guy. And months ago, he sent me like a rough pencil draft of his new book, and I couldn't open it, and I couldn't figure out a way to look at it on my iPad. And then he sent me another version that maybe was lighter, but then life got crazy for me, and I couldn't look at it. And then yesterday, he sent me a new version. Here's the inked version. Hey, you want to take a look? And I do. And I checked it out at home. It looked okay on my iPad. It's not formatted page by page, but, you know, I could see the images. And then I tried to look at it while I was waiting for my colonoscopy and everything. Couldn't look at it because I wasn't connected to the internet, and I thought it was just saved in the memory on my screen, but it wasn't. But I used my phone to be a hotspot to connect, blah, 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 blah. But then it wouldn't let me preview it because it wasn't like a real internet connection, but it let me download it, and I could, but then I couldn't open it. And it just, I'm going to try to look at it here in IHOP. But my/his, I'll give him a little bit of blame. My/his lack of tech savvy to make things user friendly has impeded my ability to read this work of art from a friend of mine, and I feel bad about that. All right, things are looking up. I got a nice coffee, and I got the comic to work. So I'm going to sit here and have some coffee and food while I read my friend's comic. So it's Friday morning. Feeling a lot better from yesterday, and except that I got like no sleep last night. I went to bed 11-ish, 11:30, 12, whatever. And I got woken up several times. I got woken up around 12 something. I don't know why. Sometimes it's like, you know, the kid will make a noise or something will happen. I'll wake up and I don't even know why, but then I wake up and I went back to sleep. Then I woke up again around 3 because the child woke up to go to the bathroom, but then was making noise and this and that. And I was trying to fall back asleep and I was having a hard time. And then what happens a lot is, like, if I get woken up once, I can go back to sleep. But if it happens again, then I'm screwed. And that's what happened. It was like 3 and I kind of started falling back asleep, and then there was another noise or something, and then I was just up. And I was trying to fall back asleep, and I was almost falling asleep by around 5. But then I heard, we have a monitor, and I heard stories. We have a little story player for the kid come on. I'm like, why are stories coming on now? And that's because she woke up around 5 and decided to put a story on. I was like, oh, and I was like, I'm just, whatever. I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was just the story coming on. But anyway, that went on for a while. She was not going back to sleep. I was not going back to sleep. So I was like, fine, get dressed. We're going out to breakfast. We went out to Toast, which is this place I like to eat, before school, which is nuts. It was at 7 o'clock they opened. We're like, hi, you're open now. We're number 1. And then we ate, and then I dropped her off at school. And then I saw a sign for an estate sale. And next to the estate sale is a garage sale. So that's how I'm starting my day. It's very weird on a Friday. All right, so not very big. It was mostly clothing, not for anyone in my family. And they did have a Nightmare Before Christmas Clue game, which I thought was very timely because it's almost Halloween. And my kid loves Nightmare Before Christmas, but it was ages 7 or 8 and up or whatever. She's 5. She could maybe do it, but I was like, nah. I was like, maybe if it's like $1. And she's like, $5. I'm like, nah. And she's like, it comes with that little watch thing. I'm like, I didn't want the watch thing. So it wasn't a bad price, but it was not the price for me. It was not the game for me. Did not get anything. Let's go to that estate sale where there's probably going to be nothing. I've been to many estate sales. And usually what I always see is just like old clothes and furniture. Not that the type I would be looking for. I don't even know what I'd be looking for. But I always see online people are like, look, I found a bunch of comics. Look, I found a bunch of toys. Look at this crazy whatever the thing is. Interesting things. And when I go, it's always like, it looks like people took everything out of the house except for plates, clothes, and furniture. That's what it always looks like. Anyway, let's go see. Well, as you saw, they actually did have more. This was one of the best estate sales I've ever seen, in the sense that it didn't look like they took everything out of the house. There were CDs and little tchotchkes and food, and it was almost the reverse, where it's like, I don't know, like usually it's like, oh, somebody died or whatever, you know, but like, did the whole family die? Did they just move out? Like, did they get evaporated? Because like, it's like, here, this is the peanut butter they were using, and here's half a tube of Vagisil or whatever. It was very weird. But they did have more to look at, which is nice. They didn't have anything I was looking for. The closest I came was they had a couple books downstairs, and they had a copy of Mouse, the comic by Art Spiegelman, for $1, but it was Mouse 2. And I don't have Mouse 1, and I could have bought it, but it wasn't in perfect condition, and I'm like, no. But anyway, that was my morning. I'm looking at theirs. It's like a little hiking area right there. Is that person about to go on a hiking area? Do I need to go on a hike? Well, you can't even see through my lovely windshield. I do feel like I could use some exercise, but I also want to go home and I'm going to go home. So it's 9:30, and that flurry of activity this morning has died out. I sat down for a minute to catch up on some emails and stuff, and the cats have trapped me. If you owned a cat, you'll know how this works. The cat trap is very nefarious and difficult to escape. Anyway, I'm going to get up in a minute and try to escape. I'm unhappy with the way the day is progressing. I don't feel very good. Done with all my procedures, but I'm not feeling good in a regular me way. I also didn't get any sleep last night. As I said, I was just up with the kid, and so I got no sleep. I don't feel good. Got away from the cats, came upstairs. I've been laying in bed, just doing nothing. And I was like, maybe I can't motivate myself to draw, or my head's like fuzzy. But like, I have some cleaning I could do, or I could edit some videos or organize it. I've done nothing. And I have about an hour before I have to pick her up. I'm exhausted. Probably gonna make a coffee or get a coffee. I guess I'll try to do something right now. Maybe, here's what I'm gonna do. I finished, before putting up all these vlog videos, I put up a couple convention videos, and I had 2 more to do for Godzilla Fest, and one of them is done, but I need to make a thumbnail and put that up. I'm gonna try to do that. It's 3:30. I didn't accomplish much. I did edit and post those last 2 convention videos, paving the way for me to do the vlog videos. My computer is still having some issues, but I got new hard drive space. The main thing is that there's no space. Like, there's other issues, but that's the main thing. And I literally just didn't have enough space to edit and export videos. But our backup was messed up. So it's like a cascade of a bunch of things. But the main thing is I needed more room. And so I got a hard drive for more space, which is a temporary fix. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is laundry and dealing with the kid and thinking about, we got to try on her Halloween costume and make dinner and blah, 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 blah. I'd like to think I'm going to try to do some drawing later, but we'll see how that goes. It was just about 7 o'clock. I had to pull extra kid duty today. I normally would have been done a while ago. No drawing. It's not happening. If I try to draw now, it's just going to come out terrible anyway. I'm tired and I'm whatever. So it's Saturday. It's my day to sleep in, which means I still woke up around 7 and then kind of fell back asleep at 8 for like an hour. And the sky looks great. I don't know, there's all kinds of oh, look at that house. Over here, we're gonna check it out. Okay. Yes.
I'll get this one. You just hold that one with that hand.
Oh. Yeah, it seems like the second half is when it really... Let's go see Slimer over here. There's Slimer. That's really cool. Good eye, Sniper. What's up? You a jack-o'-lantern? He's always got something to say. It's Sunday. Yesterday, we went out to eat with some parent friends and then went to a Halloween event. It was a nice enough day. It was a long day. I didn't get any art done, I don't think. I can't remember. Nothing worth noting. Today's Sunday. We're going to the store to pick up some stuff. Just give the kid a bath, work, chores, and I'm off duty at 1, and my plan is to get some stuff done. I don't know if it'll be drawing specifically. This week coming up, I'm going to be going back to the coffee shop grind. I wanted to have that page done this week, and I didn't. My worry is that I'm going to finish it up like Monday and be like, I feel good, and then not want to work. I haven't looked at the next page. I don't know how hard the next page is. I don't remember because I did the pencils, a year ago or whatever it was now. more than that, probably, sadly. So my plan is to try to finish the page I was doing and a whole nother page by the end of this week. I've also been trying to get the video stuff together, so we're far behind. Got this Hasbro HasLab, which is like their Kickstarter Giant Man figure, because I have a problem. I'm very excited to play with it and open it up. I hate this art. They had a bunch of sketches that you voted on, and all of the sketches looked good. And it's not technically wrong. This is weird. That face looks exactly like that face. But my bigger problem is it looks like kind of like they took a regular comic book art style pencil drawing and tried to paint it like Alex Ross. And like at a glance, it's like, oh, it's professional, it's fine. But it really just seems stiff and weird to me. Almost like they referenced action figures and got rid of the pins or something. I don't know. There's just something about it I don't like. It's like an uncanny valley of art for some reason. On the flip side, I really like this art on the side, which is much less polished, and it looks like it was done with maybe Copic markers or digital to resemble markers, a little more old school, which I like, which would make sense because this is based on an old-fashioned version of Giant Man. But anyway, that's box art, so art, yeah. Doing laundry. I don't know what time it is, 3:30, 4, something like that. I've been opening, I've been dealing with toys that I'm going to sell and ones that I needed to put on my shelf. I did that for a while. I did some dishes, I did some laundry. I'm still doing some laundry, other household things. I'm going to finish this laundry and then try to get a little drawing done while I watch a video, just to kind of keep from getting too far away from it. I feel like if I draw every day, it's like not a big deal. If I don't draw for a week or two, it's like going to the gym. It's like, I never need to draw again. I hate it. You know, so I want to at least touch, I was gonna say touch paper, but touch screen, whatever. Right, so I got a little drawing done. This is a reference I had when I was working on issue 1 of these characters. They've changed a little bit. As I say all the time, I don't know how to draw my own characters, so I brought that up for some reference on the page I'm working on. See here, I was using it for reference for the details on the characters in the background. So I finished the inks on that panel, and I started the inks on this panel. It didn't get very far, but again, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes of work. So tomorrow I will be jumping back into this, seeing how far I can get on that. And then when I'm all done, I might go back and touch those. And then of course I have to do grayscale. It's the indoor Halloween decorations. I really like this color scheme. Yeah. Do-do-do.
Are there monsters in the house or
detecting or something? Yeah, the guy's flipping his head around. The guy on the horse is turning his head right now.
I can see you. Oh, there it goes.
That's wild. Where do they keep this stuff? Like when it's
The garage, I guess? Or maybe they have a storage
There's
unit.
another dragon over here.
Yeah.
Fountain.
Oh, yeah. And I like the ghosts on the house. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Blurf.
All right, it's Monday. I'm getting ready to leave the coffee shop. I've been working on this panel. I had to redraw the bottoms of these chairs. They were too wonky. And then I realized over here, this was just like not finished. It made no sense. So I kind of had to redraw all this and decided to put some shading here and here. And I've basically been going in and putting the heavy lines, and I just realized I made a mistake right there. Yeah, so about two hours solid, maybe more. Walking to the car, it's weird. I always feel like, oh yeah, got her in school, going to sit at the coffee shop, just spend hours drawing, I'm gonna get so much done, and it goes by in like a second. And the good news is, sometimes I struggle to get drawing done, and so the fact that it's going by quickly is like, okay, well, I'm in some kind of zone or pocket or whatever, flow state. People say that, I don't feel that, that's not what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling that I'm not having trouble working. I do get interrupted. There was some kind of weird town meeting with the mayor here that I was able to tune out by putting my headphones on. Sometimes they have music and that's fine, but I was like, oh, what is happening? They're talking about zoning and stuff. But it just goes by so quick. And like, I was here for maybe 3 hours total. And so I'm allowing that 2 hours of that was like solid work. The rest was like, well, I was eating my sandwich and I went to the bathroom and, I'm giving myself, maybe I did more than 2 hours. I'm saying I did 2 hours total. And like, what did I do? I redrew part of the panel, and not a huge part of the panel, and I inked some of it. And it's like, how? I was thinking earlier, if I theoretically could do 3 hours a day on inking, and most of that could be done when while the kid's at school, then that's 15 hours a week, just not including weekends. And that's like a reasonable amount of work to get done if there isn't something happening in my life beyond the average. And like that should be enough to ink a page or two a week, because an inker usually, I think, could ink a page a day on average, let's say, and that's 8 hours, 15 hours, that's 2 days. So in a week I should be able to ink 2 pages, and I don't think that's unreasonable, even for not professionals. To get 1 page done in a week for like an independent artist should be easy. And I'm constantly berating myself for being slow and or not doing high enough quality work in terms of anatomy or perspective or storytelling or whatever the thing is. And so like I'm trying to slow down and speed up at the same time constantly. I'm like, I gotta just get this done. And I'm like, oh, I drew that kind of wonky, let me fix it. Oh, that took 20 minutes to fix. And I've been better about consistently working every day, or most every day. And part of me, I am undiagnosed with anything. As far as I know, I'm neurotypical, but you know, I have certain tendencies that seem to align with ADHD. And I've taken the home tests and I don't have it theoretically. And I'm not trying to compare myself to people that have bigger struggles or anything like that. But I am the type that thrives under pressure or a deadline. Whether it's I have to have this done by Tuesday because there's a show or a client needs it by X amount of time, I will definitely get it done in that time period. Now, will the quality maybe be less? Yes, but as I've talked about before, it might be a thing where, ooh, I did it in 5 hours. If I had 10, I would have spent 10. It would have been like 10% better. Is it worth 5 more hours to make it 10% better? Probably not, no. Similarly, I have this delusion, that might be true, that if I ever got on like a monthly comic, I would get in the rhythm and be able to, you know, it would probably be really hard for the first month or two as I'm trying to learn to draw things I've never drawn and figure out stuff, you know, on the fly. But at some point, I'd fall into a rhythm where I'm like, oh, okay, now I could do a monthly comic. And it's semi-delusional because I'm struggling to do panels of inking over the course of days. But it's less delusional because I've had jobs in animation as a caricature artist doing whatever where that's exactly what happened. Like, this is really hard, but like, oh, I did it 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for couple months, and then it's like, oh, I could do this now. And maybe I can't do it to the level as other people or the level I would like, but it's like I could do this now. And I feel like to do comics, you either need, for me, I either need to get a job at Marvel or whatever where I'm on this monthly book, or I need to self-motivate to hit these deadlines, and I'm unwilling, incapable, whatever, of doing that, and I don't know why. Especially now when I'm feeling motivated, when I've cleared my plate of other things, you know, like, again, some days I have physical ailments or the kid's a problem, or like, you know, but on days when nothing is going wrong, it still seems like an uphill battle. And a logical person would say, stop doing this. You're not making money. You're not finishing products. You're not really enjoying it, but I feel like I need to do it. And I want to do it. I want to have it done. The idea of having this book done is fantastic to me. And when I finished the first 2 issues, it was great. And when I finish a print, and like, so it is very much, you know, I love the idea. I love early stages. I love being done and showing people and getting whatever level of appreciation, whether it's 5 people liking it or 100 people buying it, you know, there's some presentation to the world. I'm not an artist who enjoys working in isolation. If the world ended tomorrow, I wouldn't keep creating because there'd be nobody to show it to. And there are some parts in the middle I enjoy, but like generally once I get past roughs, it's just a slog every time, always. And sometimes it's just a time slog, which I actually don't mind as much. It's a little frustrating that it takes so long, but sometimes it's like, what am I doing? How do I draw? I don't understand what I'm doing. And I always think like, I should stop and go study feet, or I better brush up on my color theory. I think this all the time, but it's like, I'm so slow as it is. I can't stop and do that. Like, and then I'm like, well, maybe after this page, I'll take a break and study this. And I do occasionally study things. Maybe after this book, maybe after all 5 of these books, you know, like, but I also see artists who go down that rabbit hole where they're just studying all the time and nothing ever comes out. I'd rather put out subpar product that I struggle with taking forever. I'd rather do that than just study forever, because again, my goal isn't to just study art and really understand things for myself. I want to create and share. I gotta go pick up the kid. Sunday morning, 9:30. Most of my morning has been spent not feeling good and dealing with solar. We have solar panels that were on the house we moved in that have never worked, that we're trying to get working. I'm gonna get a copyright strike for that music. Hey Google, pause music. I'm I'm gonna try to get some work done. Opened it up, I was gratified that I had more done here than I thought. Now still there's tons and tons of work with all this detail stuff, but a lot of the big heavy lines I'd already done, so I'm glad about that. Yesterday I watched a Ben Cooper documentary about the Halloween costumes, and it was terrible. One of the worst documentaries I've ever seen. I went on YouTube, watched two, small channel, like 10-minute documentaries, and they were both better, had more information, better production value. So don't watch that documentary. But there is one about Tegan and Sarah, which is a band I don't really know that well. I was just gonna try listening to them. I only know like one of their songs. And that is a good documentary, but it is a little disturbing because there's a lot of identity theft stuff in it. So yeah. Going to bed. So it's 11:30 something. I have to pick up the kid from school in less than a half hour. I did 40 minutes of drawing. Then I had a bunch of vendors to deal with at the house. We've had solar panels since we moved in. They've never worked. We had trouble getting someone to come out and look at them, blah, 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 blah. Somebody came out today. I dealt with them. Then I had to talk to someone else. Terminix? Somebody. I don't know. I ended up talking to a bunch of people. And in between, I have not been feeling well today. So I've done talking to people and laying around looking at my phone after that 20 minutes. And I got to go pick up the kids soon. Yeah, hopefully I can get some more work done later. I felt like I was making good progress until I had to stop for the vendors. And I want to blame that, but also not feeling well and blaming. So, yeah. All right, it's almost 4:30. I just put in another 40 minutes into working on the comic. So an hour and a half-ish today. Mostly filling in blacks and details in the foreground stuff. What I kind of did everything in 10 point. Then I put, as far as how wide the inking nib I was going to say I'm using. Then I filled in the blacks, redrew a bunch of stuff, obviously, like kind of repenciled it. And now I'm going in with 5 everywhere, and then I'll go in with 3 everywhere, and then done other than gray. I'm feeling better than I did this morning. I still don't feel great. After school, I took the kid out to this place near us, Vale HQ, and I got a coffee and a bagel, and we walked around, and I felt a little better. I've been pulling extra kid duty because Tech Advisor Uzuki's been pulling extra work duty / being stressed / being sick. It's just been an ongoing thing where they're having difficulty, so I'm trying to pick up slack, which is fine. I'm not nearly as burnt out as they are, but it makes it harder to get work done. And I had all the vendors today. So yeah, tomorrow is early release from school, but I don't have anything to do before then that I could recall. So as long as I'm feeling okay and not exhausted, I should be able to get some more work done tomorrow. I would like to think I'd get this page done tomorrow. I mean, I should be able to if I do, 2.5 hours to finish it. I can't predict things. I can't say what's gonna happen. All I can say is that I'm gonna put in work tomorrow. It's fall. It's around Halloween time. And the crows are swarming. I love it. Very apropos for the season. All right, it's 9:02. I'm at Abode Coffee. I'm gonna start working. Yesterday, I was just had this out, and I did correct a few of the revisions that I wasn't supposed to do until the end. Chief among them, I put in these blacks here, which I thought helped pop out the foreground and frame everything. But I previously had made a big square of black right here, which was drawing the eye exactly there. It still kind of is. I made it gray. I might go back and revise it again, but I didn't want this to be the center of attention for the whole page. Meanwhile, I'm back to working on this now. I've got 9, 10, 11. I've got about 2 hours-ish to work on this before I gotta pick up the kid. Went and picked up the kid. I did about 2 hours drawing on the page. Still not done, but end is in sight. Went over to my mom's, hung out with her for a while. She's gonna watch while I check some of the discount stores near her house. I got a couple Monster cereal mascots at discount prices to be part of her Halloween decorations, including Count Chocula, which broke immediately, so I'm trying to find a replacement. Checking out 2 Rosses, 1 Burlington. Not finding anything, but that's fine. I got a little walk. Now I'm gonna head back and pick up and go home. And I need a shower, I need to shave, I need to do a lot of stuff. I need to figure out what I'm doing for my mom's birthday. I need to figure out, I'm voting, but my envelope's messed up. I need to figure out plans we're making around Christmas holidays because I think we're gonna go, there's like a little, anyway, I have a lot of stuff I need to do that I've just not been doing. And what I wanna do is try to draw some more, which is a good thing, but maybe not the right thing holistically. We'll see. I just got out of the shower. The kid is doing stuff in her room for a little while. I got home, I laid on the bed, I fell asleep for a while, got up, shaved, took a shower. I'm feeling burnt out. Today hasn't been a particularly bad or hard day, but I'm feeling burnt out. I think because yesterday I didn't feel good, and so now I'm feeling the exhaustion from that. And I've been pulling a little bit of extra duty because Tech Advisor Arizuki has been pulling extra duty, and I don't know. I feel burnt out, and I don't know why. But anyway, I'm trying to. I've accomplished nothing. I drew a little bit in the morning, and then not much the rest of the day. So, but I don't want to have any more coffee either, because I had 3 coffees today. That's plenty. That's plenty. It's Thursday, Halloween, and it's very busy here today. I love these bats.
Oh, look,
Yep.
gravestone. Let's go to the next house.
We're doing it. We're going to the next house right now.
What the?
Beware!
Viva!
Hey, what's up? It's me, Gazbot, and it's Halloween. Gazbot here. These videos have been chronicling the past because of reasons, but I keep recording in the future, in the present, your future. Here's a little something to remember me by.